A request from Dylan, and he asked for some Ed Sheeran and Bad Habits. Just moving to the daytime show today, and someone who was bouncing around while that song was playing as well. Daryl Williams joining me on the show today. A very good, should I say, morning. It's so uncanny to say morning for Monday Madness. Daryl, welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, Noel? Thank you so much for having me. I can see two screens there. On one side, it looks so nice in high definition, and then the other one, it just looks like someone put Vaseline over the camera lens or something. I don't know what's going on there, guys.
Don't stress about it for 1 second, because you look absolutely fine.
Okay, cool. So what's up? How's your morning been, bro?
Hey man, it's been busy. New show launched today. We changed the feature. We used to do Monday Madness on a Monday night, and now it's moved to the daytime, so it's like really become a complicated Monday show. But all good,
crazy, bro, especially when you're hungover.
Hey, tell me about it. Tomorrow, watch tomorrow's show. Are you excited that you can get your hands on some reasonably priced beverages nowadays?
Of course, because I've just celebrated my birthday this weekend. On the 24th of July was my birthday, and then on the 27th of July is my wife's birthday. So we had a combined party yesterday. So I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit disappointed because I enjoy the panic of buying illegal lockdown beers.
It does gives you a bit of a rush.
So it's just back to boring bottle stores again. So, yeah.
Did you? And feel free to not answer this question if you don't want to. But did you support the illicit trade in any of these lockdowns?
No, I was on the front line with sticks and bricks and stuff, and just stopping all that stuff. My heart goes out to the people that were looted and those that were affected in looting. Like, while this was happening, I was thinking to myself, everybody's looting, but what about that guy that went and pawned his PlayStation at Cash Crusaders because he wanted to have a party or something, and then they looted his PlayStation? So now, what must happen?
He's not going to get it back.
So he probably paid extra for illegal looted beers. So he basically got a raw deal and he lost his PlayStation. So I wouldn't support people like that.
What part of Durban are you in?
I'm in Wentworth.
Oh, you're in Wentworth?
United States of Wentworth, yeah.
Wentworth. What was it like down there during the looting?
It was absolutely peaceful. Because there's the stereotype, it's kind of it's populated densely with colored people. So we have the stereotype that colored people are dangerous.
So you were left alone.
Our malls were safe, everything was safe, nothing was looted. People did try, and we protected our communities to the hilt. So when shops started opening again, most of the people came to our malls because their malls were looted. So, yeah.
Maybe Wentworth should create a security company and outsource their security to the rest of the province.
I'm telling you, because when the police were under attack, they're like, call the colored people.
How big is the colored community in Kwazulu-Natal? Because, generally it's sort of understood that it's a Western Cape community mainly, but what's it like in KwaZulu-Natal?
What's it like? It's kind of peaceful, but it's not like in Cape Town, Johannesburg, and all these other colored densely places. The main language spoken is Afrikaans, and most of us here in Durban, in the colored community don't speak Afrikaans. We actually know much more Zulu than Afrikaans. So I think our culture is exactly the same, but the way we communicate is a little bit different.
Now, what's happening behind you there? It looks like there's a little monster on the couch behind you.
It's just one day left, and he goes back to school. Bear with me tomorrow. Back to school. I can't wait.
I tell you what, watching the stream last night of the president's address, there were so many parents popping up there saying, "Please open schools, please open schools, please open schools."
I can't wait, man. It's just one more day, and then yeah, he's back to school, back to writing. I love writing, so when he's at home, it's hard because I've become the teacher, you know, and because you have to do work during the holidays, you have to do the school work during the holidays, and some things, although it's work, very easy work. Some of the things I don't understand, man. And now depriving me of having wine at home was even more worse. I couldn't even have wine to help me with the situation, you know. Currently, he's on a sugar rush. He's eating all the cake from yesterday. He's eating all the cake, so he's on sugar rush. Just calm down.
And we've got another birthday tomorrow. Some more cake, apparently.
Yeah. And then it's our anniversary as well. So this whole week, it's the 24th, my birthday, then my wife's birthday, and then the 28th is our anniversary. We'll be together for 9 years. 9 years married.
You guys didn't plan this properly, did you? Spacing it out.
No, I just wanted to get it all over and done with, and then, you know, I just wanted to get it all over and done with, and it's over.
All right. So, what have you what have you been up to from a comedy perspective in the last few months? I remember I came to see you guys at, what was it? What's that place in Morningside? I want to say something cafe.
Amsterdam.
Was it?
Oh, Freedom Cafe.
Freedom Cafe. I came to watch a show there that night.
Oh, and that was dope, man. Did you enjoy the show?
It was such a jaw, man. And we waited a bit for our tequilas, but the comedy didn't make us stress too much about it.
I mean, to buy a pint was like standing in Home Affairs.
But it was a very cool ensemble. Mangaliso was on stage as well as who else? I can't remember. But anyway, you hosted the show. Do you do lots of that type of thing, hosting the show? Or do you do more of the featured comedian type of thing?
I do both. I do hosting, like as in if a corporate company needs me to host an event, I do that. Hosting also requires you to do weddings, stuff, not funerals, obviously.
No,
but
that's not
weddings.
A funny thing.
Oh gosh, people be laughing instead of crying at the show, at the funeral. So,
that's the type of funeral I want, though. That's the type of funeral I want. I was watching PS I Love You the other day with my girlfriend, and you know, in the beginning of the movie, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but they have the wake for the guy that died, Gerard Butler, who plays the main role, and it actually turns out to be quite a festive affair. And I think when I pass, that's the type of funeral I want, and I would not mind if you were the MC at my funeral.
It's just that although you would like to be celebrated in that way, I don't think people will get it. People always have different and conflicting opinions, so I don't think it will work. And also, imagine the comedian that has to go tell jokes where everybody's sad. They're gonna die.
I don't know if there'll be too many sad people at my funeral, eh?
I'm not gonna come die with you.
And of course, that's what you comedians refer to. If you guys crash on stage, you say you die, don't you? And if you succeed, you're killing it. So what has comedy been like for you in the last year, with all the restrictions and obviously?
It's been stop and start all the time. It's been stop and start, so it's hard to actually plan ahead. I know my manager likes to have everything in a row, so we know exactly what we're going to be doing. So in order to kill it in this industry, you must be able to plan ahead for your touring shows. So as you said, feature shows where I would go on tour to Cape Town or to Joburg or something like that. It's hard because you're selling tickets. You're like, wow, I'm on 150 tickets. I'm on 200 tickets. And then Cyril Ramaphosa comes on the screen and then he tells you the country's closed. Then you have to refund tickets again. So it's a kind of a stop and start. So in order, because I'm a full-time comedian, so in order to help out with the bills, because I was rolling, man, things were good, and then this lockdown thing came. I got demoted down to cabbage and doll, at home. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. I don't eat those things because it reminds me of poverty. I started slipping back. I started slipping back. I mean, poverty is like that cousin that comes over for the weekend and then he just doesn't want to leave, bro. So I just don't know. I refused. So I started a company. I started a maintenance company during lockdown, my friend and I. So I've got a few staff. I employ a few staff now. Funny money that I was employing.
To pay them.
A few staff. So yeah, so I've been doing that and keeping busy, but I'm so happy that I could at least get on a stage, even though it's 50 people. I can get on stage and just talk because I miss interacting with people.
How do you deal with that inconsistency? Like, I was watching the rugby this weekend, and I'm a full-time musician as well. Well, I don't consider myself a musician anymore because of what's happened, but I was booked for
musician.
Yeah, I was booked for three.
From self-employed to being unemployed, very
exactly.
easy.
But I was booked for three rather large events now over the next 3 Saturdays with the Lions rugby tour and stuff like that, and just gone. And it was like really shattering because I mean it's not the first time in the last year that it's happened to me. How do you deal with that inconsistency? You were mentioning earlier about selling tickets for a show and the show being cancelled. How do you as an individual deal with that uncertainty and that inconsistency?
I take it on the jaw. I take it on the jaw because there are other things that you could do. Like some guys are doing Zoom shows. You sell tickets like on Quicket and stuff like that, and then you do a Zoom show. But I love conversating with people. You know, I want to see the audience and I want to talk and I want to interact with them. You know. And then just like, hey, how you doing, baby? Hey, you're looking nice. I know you with your husband, but I just want to tell you, did he come onto you the way I'm coming onto you now? I'm sorry to freak you out, but baby, look, I just feel, you know, I'm feeling a bit hot on stage. I'm feeling a bit hot. Just feel my teacher. You know what's that? Feel it when she feels. I say, you know what's that? Marriage material. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
How does your wife deal with you? Have you guys been together for 9 years?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. And she's as up till today doesn't think I'm funny. She doesn't get my humor. She's like, what is this guy doing?
But that begs a question, quite an interesting question actually. Comedians aren't really funny. They're just really good storytellers. Is that an accurate comment?
Yes, I agree with you because I like to tell stories. I like observational humor where I can see how things are and then I'll relate it in story formats. Or maybe I'll tell you a story from my life if I think it's funny. And it's just the way that you present it in that way. But there's some people that do intelligent humor, like one-liners and stuff like that. You know, and then some people appreciate that. And then some people appreciate storytelling, you know, but comedy originated from just storytelling. So you 100% correct.
So your wife doesn't think you funny. Who inspires you and motivates you from a comedy perspective? Who do you look up to in the industry, locally or abroad?
Well, Carvin Goldstone, I'm not sure if you know him.
Yes.
He's from South Africa. He's the guy that got me into comedy. Well, he never get me. Like I did the first show with him and then it was amazing. It was amazing and I just fell in love with comedy at that time. But he inspires me because a lot of people like to do hack stuff. People love to just swear on stage and think it's funny. And then he's been able to build a successful career without swearing at all on his. He's still, until today, he doesn't use any swearing or vulgarity and stuff. And he's still able to remain funny. So I really look up to him. And I like a few dark jokes, dark humor. So there's an overseas guy named Louis C.K. He got into trouble. He got into big trouble, but he's like one of my favorite comedians.
How do you go about writing your comedy? What is the process?
I'm going to deal with this. I'll deal with this question, but let me deal with this punk behind me, right? Give me 1 second.
Go for it.
I'm going from comedian to dad now, right? Hey, what kind? What's the story? I'm just. All right, check here, right? If you can't sit still, I'm gonna make you go sit there in the room, right? Okay. Okay. Sure. I'm just showing the signs what you're saying. No, you must sit down. Okay. You must eat all your vegetables. Then one day when you're big and strong, you'll be able to have things like this. Okay, but
I'm loving it. I had my kids in the studio a little while back as well, and I tell you what, it was absolute chaos. I was continuously looking over my shoulder.
It's crazy, man. So you were talking about writing. Right?
Yes. What is your process?
Like I've got this app on my phone. It's called Evernote, right? So whatever I jot down on there, so I'll never forget it. So if I'll be talking to somebody, and I think, hey, you know what? That's a dope concept to write about. So I'll just jot it down there. And then when it's time to write, then I'll go and I'll start writing about that. I love that. I only get my material by speaking to people, you know.
Okay.
And then I'll get then I'll sit down and I'll write it down. But most of the time, it's true stories, but just tweaked to make it funny. Most of the time.
So, what inspires you? Is it people's behavior or their attitude towards life, or what is it that actually inspires the physical content that you deliver?
What inspires me is to try and make something funny. You know, try and make something funny out of it. We're all looking at the same thing, right? So, and nobody sees any humor to that. And then what inspires me is being able to make humor out of that. I'll give you an example. My wife, on my birthday, she pulled out a bottle of Amarula. Just pulled out a bottle of Amarula. She's like, there you go, this is for your birthday. That's not funny. And then everybody saw this, but I joked around and said, you buy me Amarula and there's no milk in the shops. You do understand that you get your milk with Amarula, right? And she's currently breastfeeding. So I said later on, I'll be expressing your milk from your boobs later on to dash my Amarula. I hope you're okay with that.
I can see why she doesn't think you're funny. Oh, dear me. Okay, then so you jot it down on your app and all that stuff. How does it become deliverable?
And then you have no idea if it's funny or not. This is the thing. This is the sparks that I enjoy about comedy, because when you go on stage, you have to work it out, to work out the kinks. You know, what you take out the fat and just keep the meat or the bones, whichever. I'm just messed up that song. But you go and you have to constantly work on it. You shorten it to make sure that your setup's not too long, that you get to your punchline as quick as possible. So you have to work. You have to take a lot of dying. And what's hard is that when I go into these small ensemble shows and people see I'm on the lineup, they're like, wow, Daryl Williams is going to be there. That guy is funny. But I'm coming there because I'm trying to work out some stuff, you know, just trying to work out. Sometimes I could die proper on stage trying to. And then people will think, wow, I thought that guy is funny, man. That was horrible. And death is so bad. When you come home, you can't even sleep at night. And like, it's terrible when you die on stage. So it takes quite a lot of dying in order to perfect your feature show, your one-man special. I'll give an example. I met Steve Harvey about three years ago. We had a one-on-one, and he told me that he does his jokes from 3, which is bad, then 2, obviously medium, number 1, wherever you are, that joke is gonna kill the audience, right? So you must work out, at least when you get to an hour and you can only do of number 1s for an entire hour, then you are ready to do your one-man special. So that's basically how I do it now.
And I suppose that's a totally different ballgame when you start having to do an hour, because on these small ensembles you are doing maybe 5 minutes or so, and then
5 10.
And then all of a sudden a 1 hour comedy show, I mean, that must be quite physically, emotionally and mentally taxing.
It's crazy. It's crazy because before every gig, before you start doubting yourself, you feel sick, you feel like you want to bring up, and then you get on, they're like, oh, welcome, Daryl Williams. You walk inside, everyone goes crazy, and then before you walked on, you already set your mind, the first 10 things what you're going to say. As soon as you grab the mic, whatever you had in your head, it's just gone. It's gone. You can't even remember what was your first thing that you're supposed to say. And you need to get through this entire hour. And then it works out, man. It works out. It must always be fresh and original.
Do you think that a comedy audience, someone who's coming there to watch comedy, is a more forgiving audience than someone who would, say, just pass a video of yours on YouTube or something like that?
Yeah. You think they're more forgiving if they watch comedy?
If they're there to watch the comedy itself?
Yeah. Well, I think comedy fans appreciate it. They're the ones that keep me on my toes to keep working. Because they come to me, they're like, hey, Daryl, you were good tonight, but you did those 3 jokes, I've heard them before. Come on, guy, you must carry on rising. You know what I mean? They will judge you. So I'm like, you know what? Not everybody has heard this joke. Like, I mean, does Chris Brown make a song, sing it once, and then it's finished now?
No, exactly.
You're not going to listen to it again. No, I mean, you listen to the songs a few times to enjoy it until it's old, you know? So they keep me on my toes. So I think they will be more forgiving because they understand how hard it is to come up with material. It's very hard because you can come up with 4 hours of material, but a half an hour of that stuff is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what have some of your highlights been in the career so far? And I know that you recently did what was it? You Scheme You Got Jokes with Mark Lottering or something like that.
Oh yeah.
What are some of the highlights, you know, that you can actually reflect on in your comedy career to date?
One was when I did the Sinfonia cruise ship. The Sinfonia cruise ship. I was on my way to work. That time I still had a day job. And I was only 1 year into comedy. And then I just got a call up and they're like, hey, we'd like you to come and do a special for 3 days on the Sinfonia cruise ship. I was on my way to work and they're like, can you come now? I was like, are you serious? They're like, yeah, come now. And then I turned around and I drove back home, packed my passport, packed my bags, and I was on the Sinfonia ship ready. And I did my one-man show for 3 days on the Sinfonia ship. That was one of my highlights. My other highlights is that I've done 3 comedy specials within 4 years. So that's like 1.5 hours on every show. So not knowing whether people know you in Cape Town or know you in Johannesburg, just trying to sell tickets and you get to this venue and it's completely sold out in different cities that you haven't been to before. So that's another highlight of mine. I'll never forget that.
And then, of course, there's a little matter of a little movie that you were in recently as well. I think you.
Wow, did you really did your investigation?
No,
to be honest, I haven't even seen that movie yet.
You and I shot on the same night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were at Wilson's Wharf. I think we shot on the same night. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't even seen that movie yet.
You didn't see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh dear. I went to the premiere. It was so cool.
Where can I watch it? Is it out?
No, it hasn't been released for public yet, but it's on its way apparently. What was that experience like for you though?
It was nerve-wracking, and because I don't know, as I said, it's hard. I talk on the spot rather.
Yeah. Rehearsing
lines and stuff is very hard. So when we were shooting on that day, I was supposed to tease. I owned a yacht. That was my character. I owned a yacht and I was supposed to tease this guy. So then the lines were there for me. So they like, take one. I tease him with my own lines. And then they're like, take 2. And then completely something else comes out. I'll tease this guy again. Take 3, completely different again. And they all laugh. And they're like, guy, where do you get this stuff from? It was a bit crazy,
now that you mention it, because I also shot a scene with Bruce, and Bruce is exactly like that. Bruce Gander, that is, he's exactly like that. He's like very easy to go with and to flow with, and he's like, bring your personality into it, be a bit of yourself in the character as well. So it was a great experience from that perspective.
I don't know. I'm gonna continue trying with movies because I do like acting. I'm very critical of people's acting when I watch movies and stuff. Like this new movie Space Jam. I don't know if you watched it.
I've seen it, but I haven't watched it, but I've seen it's out. Yeah.
Yeah, the acting was so terrible. I was like, Disney, come on, guys, we can do better than this. It was terrible. So I'm going to continue trying, to sharpen my acting skills. But right now, I'd say I'm way under average in acting. So I'm just going to continue trying.
No, well listen, take it from somebody who's seen the movie. You were great. You did just great.
Was I great?
you handled that part brilliantly. Right.
Oh man,
we're gonna take.
I really want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you'll see it one of these days. We're gonna take a little break. But before we do that, every day on my show, I do a power play trivia question, and at around about this time in the day, I announce the answer. So before I announce the answer, maybe I should just bounce the question off you quickly. Do you think that and it's a movie question, funny enough. So do you think you know your movies well enough to be able to answer this question?
Number 4, I think 4, 5. I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm a professional, but let's see.
All right. Well,
out of 10, I'll put myself on a 4, 5.
Let's throw you on the spot here quickly.
Time to test your knowledge with Power Play Trivia.
All right, and the Power Play Trivia, which is brought to you by Bev Miller. Today's question was, what character did Michael J. Fox play in Back to the Future?
What? Oh, Marty McFly.
Marty McFly is 100% correct. And I also got correct answers from Bob and Marius. Cassandra from Friends of SA Comedy also got it right. Bev and Lauren also popped in with some correct answers. So slightly easy one, and you nailed it. Congratulations. Well done for that.
They had a chance to Google the answer. I had to answer on spot.
On spot, yeah.
Probably wouldn't go Google this.
All right, talk about being on the spot. When we get back, you and I are going to talk seriously about something. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Because I always do this in Monday Madness. I throw someone on the spot, and I'm going to throw you on the spot when we come back.
You're not going to ask me to do comedy, eh?
No, that's easy for you. But we'll get into it when we come back.
Kaban Investments, an impact venture capital company that turns entrepreneurs' dreams into reality. A core focus is to invest in high-growth opportunities to maximize returns for shareholders, at the same time also providing a comprehensive service offering to cover all business needs. From small startups to larger companies, Kaban offers the entire spectrum of service offerings required to get business moving. Visit www.kaban.co.za for more information. Kaban Investments, turning entrepreneurs' dreams into reality. Own your piece of RTL by sponsoring a feature.
Burning Top Bad Joke Friday in other news. Power Play Trivia.
You will be helping keep RTL on air and building infrastructure for as little as 300 Rand per week. Have your or your company's name associated with the fastest growing online radio station in the world.
The RTL SA Top 10. Your top 3.
Contact RTL for more info on WhatsApp 064 134 0020 or email info@noeljohnson.co.za. It's time to mass debate on RTL SA. It's like, here you got it.
Was really 1981. You're listening to RTL SA.
It's the Jonas Brothers with What a Man Got to Do on RTL SA. Hanging out with Daryl Williams today on Monday Madness. And as per the new feature, yes, Monday Madness will no longer be at 8 p.m. on a Monday night. It is, in fact, this time on a Monday morning. Ha! Loving it. Enjoying life at the moment. Daryl, let me just find you again. I lost you there for a second. Okay, there we go. It's time to get a little serious because there's a lot of serious things going on in the country at the moment. And what I decided to do with Monday Madness is to sort of tie it into my burning topic, which happens towards the end of a show on a Monday. And today's burning topic was obviously in relation to with what the president had to say last night and moving us from adjusted level 4 to adjusted level 3. And what I asked in the burning topic today is, do you think that he's opened up the economy enough, or do you think he should have even opened up the economy at all? What are your thoughts on that?
I tell you what, I feel that it all goes according to how you are personally as a person. If you can survive, some people need the company to be open just so that they can eat. You understand? So a person, there's people that would think, hey, we are grateful for this level 3 because now we can work. Like for myself, as for example, I'm happy that there are people that want to come to a show. They would social distance, they will wear their mask, and they're willing to risk that for that entertainment. So there are people that don't see anything wrong with that. And then certain people would think, what's wrong with this comedian? We're in the middle of a pandemic now. Why are they creating shows where these, what you call it, super spreader events? Why are they creating shows where we could be spreading the coronavirus even more? You know, so it depends. Like they would think, hey, Daryl needs to eat as well, you know. Maybe you comfortable, maybe you've got a job that can supply, you can get a salary every day and look after your family. But what about entertainers and musicians and stuff like that need this? This is what we are. And they're like, yeah, then can you not just take a break, you know? You cannot take a break from what you do. So like, okay, then let me ask you a question, right? You're always on your phone, you're always watching podcasts, you're always watching videos and stuff on your phone for entertainment. Let's take that away for an entire month. You go on your phone, you can't watch poetry, you can't watch comedy, you can't watch a music video. We need artists. We need artists, right? So if you go on your phone, you can't actually do anything on your phone anymore because there is no more content for you to watch because there's no artist anymore. So for myself, I'm really happy. Even if it's 50 people that I'm going to be entertaining, I'm really, really happy. And then some people would say that, you know what, we should have kept it at level 4, you know? So I think I would be on the side of, I'm actually very happy because I can go back to work. The stage is my office.
But here's my question, and I did mention it earlier in the show as well, is if history is anything to go by, and in the past, when they implemented restrictions, they would come out and say that because of the 7-day moving average being this amount, we have to implement further restrictions. And back in the day, a year ago, it was about 6,000 to 8,000. That's the threshold where they would say, okay, well, we need to implement restrictions because we've got a 7-day moving average of 7,000 or 8,000 new infections. Last night in the address, he announced that we are averaging on the last 7 days 12,000. And he is concerned because the numbers in the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and Kwazulu-Natal are going up, not coming down. And yet, he opened us up. So my concern about that whole thing is the fact that it's a bit of a contradiction to what it was a year ago. And if this is the right way to do it, how much have you and I lost, as well as people in the tourism sector and airlines and restaurant industry and stuff like, how much have we lost in the last year because they made poor decisions, or they made poor decisions a year ago?
So the question is how much we lost, but then you must also look at it from this perspective. The hard lockdowns, we adhered to it as a nation. We adhered to it. It was working. But now people are experiencing something called lockdown fatigue. So even in this level 4, the policing of the lockdown level 4 is not as what it was last year. Last year it was so strict. It didn't even feel like there was a lockdown in this lockdown level 4 because most people are not, they're not really interested in staying in their homes anymore. They need to go out, they need to do things. So I feel that a lot of the people, not everybody, but a lot of people are coming out in their masks and social distancing and willing to actually face the risk of getting infected than to continue with their life, because it's not going to work out as it did last year because people are tired. So whether it's lockdown level 4, level 5, it's not really going to matter anymore because people are going to go out if the police are not policing it outside. So there's certain people that will stay in their homes and social distance themselves and their family. And there's certain people that just won't care. They'll go out, and it's the only time it will really work is if he really closes it on level 5 where all businesses are closed. And that's then you can't go out and you can't go shop and stuff like that. But we can't do that because our economy is suffering. So that's the predicament we're at now. So regardless whether it's going to be level 4, level 5, the shops are going to remain open and the people are not going to listen. It's a lockdown fatigue. So I think when it will get better is when more and more people start getting vaccinated. We get proper stats because people are scared. Some people are saying, hey, this thing will kill you. Some people are saying it works. But I think that educating people on this vaccine and show them the numbers. So once we all start getting vaccinated properly, I think that's the only time we'll start seeing any positive results from this.
So if you were the spokesman for the presidency, what would your message be to South Africa?
Stop listening to false information, man, because people will watch one YouTube video, some YouTuber, and believe them over scientific data. So we should spread the correct information, because that's how we started getting declining stats in HIV, is because we created awareness. So if we create the proper stats, it shows how the stats are coming down. It shows the stats of people getting any, side effects from the vaccination. Is it mild? Are people really dying? So by creating awareness, then I think that's the only way we'll be able to, try.
Well, I got a voice note in on the burning topic from Shiv. Let's have a listen to what she had to say.
Hi, RTL, SA Radio, and Noel Johnson. This is Shiv from Friends of SA Comedy. Has Cyril Ramaphosa opened up enough for the burning topic? I don't think he has opened enough. He should have opened more, but unfortunately, we'd rather be safe than sorry. At this time, we don't want to head back to level 4 or 5. So at this point, we just need to be grateful that we are open at all. Have a good day.
You know what concerns me about South Africans in general? Thanks for the comment, Shiv. But you know what concerns me is that we are actually excited and happy about level 3. And I'm saying this morning that I don't know why we're so excited about it, because it's still a massive restriction on our civil rights, So
it's just the alcohol that the people are happy for. It's just the alcohol.
I suppose.
South Africa as a whole is that drunk alcoholic uncle that loves telling jokes all the time. That's what South Africa is. So if you take that away, then we that uncle that can only talk when we're drunk. So our lives are miserable without alcohol. So we don't care about the other restrictions. As long as the alcohol is there, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, well, enough of the heavy stuff now. Before I let you go, what are your short-term plans and long-term plans over the next, say, year or two and 10 years from now?
What some plans is first creating a situation for myself, understanding that this coronavirus is going to be with us for quite a while before it goes. So creating a situation for myself where I'm still able to feed my family, take on new projects like gardening. I've been trying that stuff out because, I mean, with this looting, we had no bread. You understand? It was bad. So creating a situation where I can, I'll be able to live within this virus. But as a long-term plan, I'd like to seek out better and bigger projects. Like I was supposed to go to Australia last year for a tour. I was booked in. They were taking me out to tour 4 cities in Australia. That got cancelled. Wanted to do Montreal, Canada, the what you call it, the Law Festival. They have it every year. I'd like to do that as well. And we're still on.
Yeah.
Okay, did I lose you there, buddy?
No, I just muted my microphone.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, cool. So I'd like that, and I'd like I've been pursuing international films as well, doing auditions and stuff like that. So I'd like to see myself, getting much more and putting myself in those situations as well, as a longer goal. But for now, it's just strictly jokes, and more jokes. That's the main thing. That's my product, and I'm just gonna continue writing. I've got a book that's almost done. I think about 3/4 done. It's called The Next DW. It's a very funny biography, very funny, where I do tackle a lot of hard-hitting things, but also provided in my satirical kind of point of view. Yeah. So I've got that coming out as well, but I'm going to take my time on the book. I don't want it to just to be, it must be perfect. So once that is done, I'll also be launching a book as well.
Well, we look forward to talking to you again when the book is ready so that we can give it a little bit of a punt and tell people where to get it. But where can people follow you at the moment? Where can they go to your social media handles and stuff like that? Where can they go to follow you?
You'll find me mostly on Facebook. I just got Instagram and Twitter just because some companies require you to do it, so I'm hardly ever there. On Instagram, you'll find me at Sir Laughs a lot. On Facebook, obviously, just type in Daryl. Before you even get to my surname, it's gonna pop up and tell you Daryl Williams comedian. You'll find it there. And I'm very constant every day on Facebook, making videos and, just saying some funny stuff and clowning around. So follow me. I promise you guys it will be one of your most beneficial followers because I give some awesome marriage advice. I'll give you an example, like social distancing. I was complaining about that. I was complaining about social distancing. Like my wife and I had to go to the bank and we were both had to social distance when we had to draw. I'm like, guys, this doesn't make any sense. I was in the sack with my bro just before I left. We were busy concentrating. We were busy. Now you're telling me in the life now
at the bank you mustn't touch.
That don't make no sense.
Daryl, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, and thank you for joining us for our first Monday Madness in the daylight. Normally it's a glass of wine or a beer or something, but today it was coffee.
Also,
and it was
you decided to break your virginity with me.
Yeah, you were the first.
Oh, thank you.
We wish you.
I'm honored to experience this first.
We wish you the best of luck with all your endeavors going forward, and look forward to chatting to you when the book is available again.
Thank you for having me. Hope you enjoyed it.
It certainly did. Right, Daryl Williams joining us on Monday Madness today, and we'll do it again next week, Monday. I'll let you know during the week who the next guest is going to be, but I couldn't think that we could have had a better guest than we did today for Monday Madness.